Alright, you two, we back with another one, man. Just got done installing my new green dot optic for the Glock 34. That's gonna be the Vortex Defender XL. As y'all can see, we got the big boy optic on there, competition style. As y'all know, I've been getting into dots over the last year or two, and I've been kind of trying to see what dots work for me, and I've come to the realization that I like the bigger competition style windows. As you can see, no YouTube, I'm not flagging the camera, and the gun is empty. We don't even have no mag in here, so no need to safety check, because y'all can see that the trigger's depressed, so I don't have nothing in here. This gun is empty. I don't have no magazines or any ammo in the area. So yeah, like I was saying, y'all, as y'all can see how big this window is, the dots right there. It looks already like it's lined up. I still got to take it to the range to confirm that, sort of like a zero it in. But first impressions on this dot, man, I like it a lot. It's super durable filling, has that nice I think it's aluminum. I think the body's aluminum. It's definitely robust. You can feel it. It's kind of similar to the Holliston. The build quality is definitely there. So far, that's definitely a plus. I like the big buttons. You got the brightness adjustments down, and then you have the up to adjust the brightness higher, and then obviously down is going to be lower. I like how the buttons are big, so you can press them easily, and as you can see, it does get a lot really bright. I know a lot of people talk about this dot, and they say if you're going to be shooting this outside, that's a plus, because even in the sunlight, it does really well. The glass is super crisp on here. I like the glass so far. It almost feels clearer than the Holliston, and it doesn't have like that blue, I forgot what they call it, but it's like that blue tint. I don't feel like I see that on this dot. Like, this dot literally looks like I'm looking through a clear, brand new window. Even with the Holliston, you get like that blue tint, like that reflective on the sides of it. I mean, it's not the worst. I like my Holliston. You know, I had 2 Holliston products so far, but just comparing this dot, because the price range, I'm not gonna get into that because I don't want YouTube flagging the video. Y'all do y'all due diligence and research on your own. I can't get into pricing, but the pricing is very similar in comparison to the Holliston optics, especially the competition ones. Y'all know I got the 507 comp, so this is basically Vortex's version of the 507 comp. So this is the Defender XL, and I think it's perfect for the Glock 34, because if y'all watch my last videos, I'm trying to get into competition style shooting for 2026 at some point. I definitely want to step my weight up, take my shooting up another notch, not just going to the range just to shoot targets all day. I want to kind of see how it feels to run and shoot and, you know, hit targets and things like that while I'm moving, because I feel like that's more of a challenge, and you know, I just feel like it'll be a fun sport for me. So that's kind of how I'm setting this pistol up. In all honesty, this was I carried this today. I actually had this waiting in the mail for me when I got home. Amazon brought this package to me, and I started right away, and I wanted to get a video on it so y'all could see it. But I was out and about with the family today, running around doing some errands, and I figured, you know what, why not put this thing to use and carry it for the first time, since I already shot it. I mean, it's a Glock. I know, God forbid, if anything happens, it's going to work. It's not going to let me down. So I don't need no 1,000 round, 1,500 round count to, you know, verify this gun's going to be worth EDC, and it's a Glock, man. It's going to work. And to be honest, it's very comfortable. Like I said, I got the Tier 1 MSP holster. As a matter of fact, I'll show y'all real quick. Most of y'all that tap in with me on the regular, y'all probably already seen this holster. Y'all probably sick and tired of seeing Michael Myers, but this is the holster that I carry in, because this one has a cutout for the X300. So you can see, goes right up in there. That's my rig setup. And then I got the additional mag pouch for my other mag, which I carry with, which I do not have on me right now. But it felt no different than pretty much carrying my 19X with the X300, because as y'all know, I got the Radiant Ramjet, so that extends my 19X a little bit bigger. So in all honesty, carrying this thing for the first time today was super comfortable. I sat down, I drove, I walked around. I pretty much did everything I needed to do today. And honestly, I didn't feel any discomfort. That's the one thing I like about the Tier 1 holsters. They're very flexible. They're not stiff, even though it's a Kydex material, you know. So I figured why not carry it, and then I just happened to get home, and like I said, this was waiting on me, so I threw this right on here. Like I said, this is the box that it came in case y'all interested. I know y'all don't care much for the manuals and crap like that, but this is pretty much the box, just kind of showing you what it is. It's a 3 MOA dot. I'm not really too big on that because I thought, at least I thought I wasn't. So far, I'm actually digging the dot for being 3 MOA. I think my Zulisi Otter optic that I had on my micro dagger actually was a 3 MOA, I believe. It might have even been a 2 MOA. And because it was a green dot, my eyes were able to pick it up, even though the dot was small. I didn't think I would like small dots, but this being a 3 MOA, I actually like it because it kind of reminds me of the Zulisi um, optic that I had on my dagger. And I'm used to the circle dot from Hollison because that's kind of like their trademark. I know there's other optic companies following up on it, but I'm used to the circle dot because my astigmatism allows me to pick it up really quick. And even being a green dot, like I don't really like red dots. I kind of transition over this green dots because it's easier for my eyes to pick up. I know some astigmatism work differently, but mine's with the red dot, my eyes get all like it's like a blur when I see the red dot when I pick it up on the window, and like it's almost like that starburst effect is what they call it. But with the green dot at like a medium brightness, it's perfect for me. So to be honest, it's not as much going on in this window as it is with my 507 comp with the circle dot, even though I can also run just a regular dot on my 507, but this one doesn't have the circle reticle. This one is just a straight 3 MOA dot. So I kind of like that because it's less clogged up on the window, and like just me moving around with the dot because I have a target, as y'all can see behind me. So when I do my dry fires and things like that, I like to kind of see, I'm still practicing how to find my dot. And with this huge window and the small dot, I feel like it's much easier for me to find the dot as soon as I bring my picture to my window, my optic to my my sight. The dot just appears right away, and I like that because I have trouble with that with my 507. I don't know if it's because it's more crowdedness going on with the circle dot, but with the XL, just having that 3 MOA dot is super easy. Like when I present the dot, it just comes right up naturally, and I like that. I hope that that's not just beginner's luck. I hope that when I get to the range and shoot this thing to zero it in, I hope that I get the same luck because I have trouble at the range, man. It's like I fumble everything that I try to soak up and learn while I'm on YouTube watching all these videos and things like that, and tips and stuff. Um, so like when I go to the range, it's like I almost forget everything that I learned. So I'm hoping that when I go this next time that I can find the dot as quickly as I'm finding it here at home. With my target up on the wall. But yeah, man, I like it. Like I said, the build quality is robust. It's real durable, and it's on there. And if you already watched a lot of my other videos on optics, I'm not a fan of plates. This is the first optic I've ever had that I have to use a plate. All my other optics I've either had direct mounted, or like my 19X, I've had it milled to fit the dot right on there, the optic with no plate. I don't like the plate because it raises the gun. But in all honesty, because I'm going to be running this for competition at some point, I don't mind. As you can see, I still got the factory sights, and they do not co-witness whatsoever. You can see how high the dot sits. I can see the front post when I'm lining up, but this rear adjustable sights is non-existent now. I mean, it's in my picture, but I'm not even worried about using it. It's almost like I don't even need it there because the dot, like I said, is so clear and big that I'm actually planning on running this just for the dot because it'll force me to just get used to just solely relying on the dot. Because my 19X, I have the cold witness, and all my other optics that I've ever had on like my other daggers and other guns, I've always had cold witness sights. So in a way, for me, when I'm lining up, the cold witness for me doesn't do much. It actually just kind of like distorts my view on the window because it's kind of taking up the window. It's not the worst thing in the world. I know a lot of people run backup sights because if your dot fails, but in all, the battery life on this thing I think is advertised at 25,000 hours, and that's with it being on all day on a certain setting. I don't plan on having this on all day when it's sitting in my locker, so I think my battery life is actually probably gonna last even longer than that. So because I don't shoot every day, obviously, I don't really think I have to worry about my optic failing on me. So like I said, for this gun specifically, this setup the way I got it, these are going to be non-existent. I'm not even going to worry about the sights. I'm solely going to just rely on the dot so that I can get sharper with lining up my dot and you know, getting used to shooting with it and getting better on target with just the dot and not worrying about the sights. Um, as y'all can see, I got these little textures right here, and I like that because you know sometimes you know when I'm in the midst of just running rounds down range, I like to rack off the optic, or sometimes I might just rack it down on the counter, just for you know purposes of just if you want to call it a torture test, but just to see if it will shift my dot. I do that every now and then when I'm at the range or even at home. If I'm dry firing with my snap caps, I'll rack off my desk. So being as though I like that they did that, that they put that texture right there, like that rough kind of serrated texture, almost like what you would see like on what else texture has that? Sometimes on other like I think it's like other optics they also have that, but not right here at the front. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you might see some guns might have it on the back, but I like that they actually put it on the front right there. So if you go to just rack it real quick with your hand, you know, you kind of ain't going to damage that at all, no matter what you do. I don't see that messing up. So I do like that. Like I said, the one plus for me was the fact that they send you a plate. Because I just checked my box and they got me, man. They didn't send me any MOS plates. I didn't even check for it because I didn't think I was even going to need them, because I've heard a lot of bad things about the MOS plates. I've never personally used them, so I can't really say, but they don't have a good reputation at all. But I just checked my box that my 34 came in, and I have no MOS plates in there. But luckily, I didn't have to worry because Vortex sends you a plate, and this plate is robust. Like it's on there. It's even when I just sat it on there before I even mounted it, it locked right into place, and I like that. So far my first experience with using a plate, I like it because it locked right in. They send you Loctite screws, like literally they send you a bunch of different screws for different handguns. So if you got like a MMP or a Ruger 5.7 or VP9 HK, it's literally screws in the bag, and they're all marked for whatever gun you have. It literally tells you in detail what screws you have to use. Like I didn't have to look up no videos or anything. That was the first time I installed something, especially like an optic, that I didn't have to look up no videos and get confused on the screws. There's two screws mounted into the plate, and then the four posts that the holes that the pore holes that the plate has mounts on to the Glock MOS system, and then two more screws into the actual optic itself with the Loctite twisted down to 15 pounds inch, and that's it. You're good to go. And I tested it out. It's not going anywhere. I mean, obviously, when I go to the range and shoot this thing, the recoil will really, you know, be able to tell if it's going to move or not, or if it's going to shake, or if it's going to loosen up the optic. But I don't see that happening because I tightened it really well. And yeah, the optic does say high. So if you want to co-witness this thing, you're going to have to change these sights out. Like I said, I don't plan on doing that because I actually like the look that it has here. For me, it just gives it that competition look, because if you know a lot of guys that run competitions, they actually delete the rear sight and just use the optic as their rear sight and just run a front post. But for me, I don't care for either or, like I said, because I'm actually just going to plan on using the optic itself. So that's a +1 for me, but I feel like I'm going to give Vortex a 10 out of 10 just for presentation alone, first impressions. I had a Vortex before. I think it was the Vortex Venom, and that actually came with the Canic that I had a few years back. Needless to say, I didn't have that gun long. I didn't care for it, and I also didn't care for the dot. I sold the whole gun, got rid of the whole gun with the dot, because it came as a package with the gun. And like I said, I just didn't care for it. I didn't like the dot. It was a red dot anyway, so my eyes just did not pick up. And at that time, I didn't have no knowledge of dots on how to use them and stuff like that. So for me, it was just obsolete to even use it. Fast forward now, a few years later, I'm getting more into dots, so it's making more sense to me on why people use them. Before I didn't really understand, but I'm actually getting better with the optics, to the point that now I'm using my sights when I take it to the range, and I'm not that good with the iron sights anymore because I'm getting used to just solely going off the optic. But like I said, man, yeah, Vortex, 10 out of 10 for presentation alone. As far as how the optic is going to hold up, I've seen a lot of different tests on there. A lot of people saying that it runs really good and it could withstand the test of time, and it's not going to shake or anything like that. So who knows? Only time will tell, like I said. But so far, man, it's a go. It looks real good on the 34, man. I'm digging it. The build for the 34 is coming along just right. As you can see, give y'all one last look before I end the video. I don't want to make it too much longer. But yeah, man, that thing looks crisp, and y'all could check out one more time the dot. That dot is super crisp. That window is super clear. Literally looks like just a big actual window, brand new. The clarity is there, so I can't wait to see how clear this thing is at the range, man. If there's anything else y'all want to know about the Optic, just let me know. If I missed anything, I try to give y'all as much info. So if y'all plan on getting one of these, whether y'all do or y'all don't, it's fine with me. But if y'all do, you won't need to do anything out the box. They send you everything out the box that you need to install this Optic on here. No plates needed, no nothing. They include everything. But like I said, if I missed anything, just hit me up in the comments, man. Y'all already know. All right, YouTube, I know I said I was done, man. But one more thing I'm going to show y'all. The one thing I don't agree with Hollison is that you pay all that money for the Optic and they send you a small little tool. Vortex sends you this nice big tool to screw in the screws for the Optic. I like that because if you know what I'm talking about, if you own a Hollison product, then you will know it does not compare to this tool right here. This is like perfect. And it's much bigger. It's easy for you to get your fingers on it and kind of mount it much easier. And also they send you this nice Optic cover so you can pop it right on there. So when it's sitting in your locker, you don't got to worry about no dust building up on it. Obviously, there's not an enclosed one, so I do like that. But yeah, man, like I said, I'm going to end the video here. I'll catch you on the next one, man. Y'all be safe out there.